Oh, good morning. Let me get some more coffee in my body, real quick. You forgetting about that part? Oh, welcome to another uh, our study stream. Today we'll be talking about greetings. Well, short introductions, mainly just names. I didn't want to put in the tweet, you know, getting and giving names, because that sounded like some fade trickery. I didn't, I didn't want to deceive anyone on that front. And today's greeting is Memazen. Memazen. Good morning. Hello. Hi. Good morning. Give me just a second. Get this off screen here. Off to the side. Well, I'm not really feeling this playlist today. Maybe I can find something else. Hold on. Free background music. My love. Let's go with. Uh, what's this? Maybe this one could be good. Oh, hey, Emmy. Sounds good. Maybe this one. Alright, so when we're talking about greetings, obviously we mean hi, hello, how are you? Um, and like, what's your name? What's my name? Uh, Today's stream is gonna be a little bit different. We'll be going from the book. Good, good. Oh, I started playing Cult of the Lamb yesterday and wound up having way too much fun with it. Stayed up way too late doing it. Can't stop playing. Yeah, yeah. I think they really knocked it out of the park with that one. Yeah. So this This section of the book starts with a short conversation between Mare and Thomas. And it goes on to include Sean. So I'm going to read the short included conversation in Irish. Then we'll kind of go over what was in it. Okay. Have fun. Don't die. So I'll be reading the first little conversation in Irish, and then we'll be doing we'll kind of go over what's said in it. So it starts out with Mare. Dechet. Thomas. Dias Marowat. Mare. Quintana Matort. Thomas. Thomas at Orm. Agus Quintana Atorot fan. No. It's him, not fan. Pretty sure it's him. If I remember right. Some reason there was some reason that F-E-I-N wasn't pronounced with an F. I can't remember now. Maria at Omsa. Shemo Achshan. Kunhoy Oful Tuachen. No, not Chen. Ten. Kuma. Gorev Ma Agat. Kan oish to Achan. Tame Ox. Blena Dois. So pretty much what happened there was Mary said hello to Thomas. Thomas said, hello, what's your name? Mary said that her name was Mary. Thomas said, his name is Thomas. No, I'm sorry. I got myself a little backwards there. When Mary said hello, Thomas said hello. Mary asked what Thomas's name was. Thomas told Mary his name. Then Thomas asked for Mary's name. Then Thomas introduced his son, Sean. Mary asked Sean. Yeah, Mary asked Sean, how are you, Sean? Sean said, I'm fine. Thank you. And then Mary asked how old Sean was, and Sean said he was 8. So, the first greeting we get in there is Dia Ret. That's the wrong in function. So Dia Ret. Dia Ret is kind of an older greeting, a bit more old-fashioned, and it's still perfectly fine. Literally, what it translates as is God be with you. Yeah, no, God to you. Again, bit of an old-fashioned greeting, but it still works. Plenty of people are still gonna understand what you're trying to do with that. But that's referring to a single person. If you want to refer to multiple people, what you're going for is diarrhea, which literally speaking means the same thing, but more God with all of you, as opposed to just God with you or to you. The response in that situation, someone saying diarrhea, diarrhea, well, I guess. Dia is where, yeah. Is it with an E? It is. It is with an E. Dia is Merwet. Which is just literally translates as God and Mary to you. So as far as I can tell, Muere here refers specifically to the biblical Mary. I think just like any other Mary has a different Irish form. So, yeah. And then, if a group of people were to be saying, hello to you, and be dia is with. So in this situation, I know in the last stream we were like, hey, this would be slender, which would be ish, but I'm pronouncing it as broad. What's up with that? Well, in this context, this is a shortened form of the Irish word for and, which is agus. Why it's shortened? Who knows? Dia agus muerwet. I don't know if it really matters why it's shortened. It just is shortened. Moving on with the book. Obviously, it's pretty common in English to ask someone how they're doing, even if you don't necessarily mean it. So if you wanted to, ask someone how they were doing, it'd be Can je anfuel tu? Hold on. Which is, how are you doing? Literal translation is, in what way are you? That's something That's something you'll notice a lot with literal Irish translations. Is they're a bit wordy, I think is the way. I think is a good way of putting it. But we don't really need to worry about the literal translation. We just gotta worry about, what someone is going to understand the translation to be. In this context, Ken is kind of, how you ask questions is really what you start a sentence with to be like, hey, what, who, how, why? Two, real easy, just you. Well, it's just well, or no, that may not be quite right. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it. One response to this, if you're doing well, is ta me goma, ta me goma. Just I am well. Me is how you say me or I. Yeah, me or I. Ta is one of the to be verbs, and we'll get more into that later on. And ma is good or well. So in saying ta me goma, I am well. You can shorten that. You can shorten that by just saying goma, just well. Or if you're not doing so hot, do ta me go dona. Ta me go dona. I am not well. Again, you can just shorten that to Godona. If you felt so inclined to give shorter answers, as I typically do. I just realized probably give you other greetings. Here are your more traditional greetings, right? I'm gonna move this down while we're here. gonna write at a weird angle here. Give me a second. Couple more modern greetings are hi and hello, which, you know, the duh, right? But they're spelled differently. For hi, gonna be with that GH at the end. Okay. And then hello is sort of closer to the German hello. It's still its own little fun way. Hella. I should have kept that. No, well. It is what it is now. So, let's get into asking for and giving someone your name. Sort of the sentence for it is a little weird. But what it is can it is specifically T dash. I don't know why. It just is. Ata Ort. Contaminator. What's your name? The literal translation for this is what name is on you. Sort of what name has someone put on you. Again, literal translations, a little weird, but maybe helpful to know. Who knows? Again, we see this Ken at the very beginning. Just tells us, hey, this is a question. I'm asking you something. If I remember right, it's Ata Ort on you, I believe. Yeah, pretty sure. The response to this question would be blank Ata Orm. With blank obviously being your name. So if you were to ask me this question, I would say Ever Ata Orm. Ever Ata Orm. Which is literally just saying Ever is on me. The name Ever is on me. Ata Orm. We're gonna get a little into the gendered nature of the language here for a second. So if you wanted to introduce someone else, right, you would say Xiaoe. In this context, the e is masculine, or so e. In this case, the e, uh, hmm. the fa e is masculine, and the fa I is feminine. So, let's say I were to introduce my friend Ian. Okay, I was introducing someone to Ian. I would say Sal A Ian. Ian. Um, if I wanted to introduce my friend, say, Reed. Say, say, Fred. What this is saying is literally this Ian or this bread. Let me get some coffee and water in me real quick. So there's this little thing about addressing people directly. In Irish, what you run into is words will have a lot of different forms depending on what's being referred to, how it's being referred to, or why it's being referred to. You also run into, you know, whether something is singular or plural, or whether something is owned by someone or not. So, what we're going to go over first, though, is simply just referring to a specific person, referring to someone specifically. So, when referring to someone specifically, it's a and a special form of their name. This is referred to as the vocative form. So in the vocative form, there's this little mechanism in Irish referred to as lenition, where a letter is added after the first letter of a word, and it changes the pronunciation, changes up the meaning a little bit. Right. So take name like let's do Sean, fairly standard Irish name, no big deal. In its vocative form, it would be a bit different. In the vocative form, That's on me. I forgot the fada on that one. So as we went over in the pronunciation stream, when you have an S and an H together, you ignore the H. I don't quite remember this E fada A I letter combination. Let me double check that real quick. Okay. And then with this E fada AI, we're really just pronouncing the faded A. So, referring specifically to Sean, you would say Ahan. Ahan. It's kind of. We don't worry about slender or broad with the H because it sounds the same either way. It's just a regular old H. So the way that we figure the vocative form of someone's name is B. If the name begins with B, C, C, D, F, G, M, P, T. No, I went for spacing at the beginning of this. G, M, P, T, S. We give it lenition by adding an H to it, or directly after the name. And then in the case of male names, specifically male names, we'll insert an I if the last consonant is preceded by A, O, or U. So mine. So the vocative form of my name would remain, mostly unchanged, except for there would be an extra I right at the end. That'd be uh Hmm. Evar? Evar? Maybe. Evar? Who knows? My friend Ian. Vocative form of his name. To take a guess, I'd probably say Ian. I don't know. I don't know. It'd still be Ian. Ian. Yeah. Oh yeah. It'd still be Ian. Then Fred would be Fred. Man, I've only been at this for like 40 minutes. Let me get through this section pretty. Maybe. Maybe. We'll see. We'll see where we're at the hour mark and go from there. So let's get to age. So when asking someone about their age, again, we have can, push, who, I'm double checking something here. E. Again, ish, who. Again, G does not exist. Foo does not exist. So we go who here. Old are you? So if you were to ask me that, that would get complicated. We start getting into thousands, and that's a whole thing. No, I guess I could double check. So if we wanted to. Miller. Okay. Shit. Mileofikiashe, I think. We're gonna set this one aside for a second. Because that's not the full way to refer to your age. The way that you would do it is you would say ta me blank bluna this. I'm gonna try writing all of that again. That got away from me. Ta me blank AOI IS. Ta me blank Bliana this. So if you wanted to say you were like fucking no, because it gets complicated when you get into larger numbers, huh? Let's say you wanted to say you were 18. So right here, you would say oct mm, Lena big this. Oh my god. Apparently I've stopped being able to write, but I think you understand. So probably thinking, what the fuck? What's going on here? Basically what this is saying is I am 8 years over 10. It's a bit of a feels like a bit of a long way to go about saying that. But it's like, what are you gonna do? Honestly, really. So keep this in mind when I'm talking about my approximate age, right? Let's say, let's say you wanted to say you were 1 years old for whatever reason. You could just simply say Blaine. Double check something real quick. Yeah. So this is sort of this here is a mutated form of the word we would normally be using here. This only applies to numbers that fall between 7 and 10. So that's your 7. It's also just your 17 through 20, 27 through 30, 37 through 40, and you get the gist. But for everything else, for that 1 through 6, you're using Bliena. You want me to go through all of the ages that we've got here? Apparently it doesn't apply to 20. Only to 10? Yeah, alright. No, it'd probably get pretty boring if I went through all the different ages. Let's just keep it simple. Go with the, I don't know, 18 to 26. So we already did 18, which is oh, and then big. Yeesh. Always forget about that A, because you're not really pronouncing it. It's just kind of there. It's one of those. It's one of those situations where the vowel is just there to inform the pronunciation of a consonant, as opposed to actually being pronounced itself. For 19, we got ni, nana, dag, dish. For 20, ja, fiche. Forgot the B. That's why it was fitting so well. Bliana. Dish. If I remember right, it continues along as on and what? Hmm. I'm not big brain enough to figure that out. Let's just worry about E3 through 20. Everything else will come around eventually. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Numbers are complicated. Actually, you know what I could do? I'd probably check my other reference work here. Maybe. No? Huh. Interesting. Well, that's something I'll have to study a little bit more then. I guess that's kind of the drawbacks of, doing these kinds of things together. You're kind of stuck having to make assumptions without getting too far ahead, you know. But that is okay. We are in this together. We are in this suffering together. So if I had to take a guess as to how we would do my age, that's not what I wanted to do. I think we could refer to my age, Mila Fikashe, is She Shay Liana Mila Fike Dish. Liana Mila Fika yeah. So if you were to ask me, Ken ish who? Ken ish who? My response, maybe. Maybe. Let's be real. I'm probably not 100% correct here. Che Bliana Mele Afikadish. 6 years over 1020. Easy, right? But there's one thing about Irish. If there's one thing we know about Irish is that it's easy. I'll probably do some of these exercises. Or should I do these exercises on stream? Not 100% sure how how we do this. You know? I'm gonna go ahead and do the exercises on stream here. So this first exercise we're doing is best answer for a greeting or question. The first one we're responding to is the but and choices are the is mer but ta me ma or ta me go dona. So as we went over before, when someone is giving you that more traditional Deachet, God to you, the response is going to be Dia is Marhut, God and Mary to you. Doesn't really matter if you mean the religious connotations behind the phrase. Like I said, it's more of a traditional reading. Secular people use stuff like "oh my God" all the time. It's pretty much the same thing. It's really doesn't need to be a whole thing. You're fine, however you want to do it. And second part, this exercise here. Can it's not right. It's AI, and ata Ort. Oh, they ma agat be got bread, but I'm gonna put my name in. What's up, Ort? See. Ever ata orm or D can he will so so they made two of these answers really close to each other. You know, kind of make you think about it a little bit. But in this, it would be ever ata orm. Ata ort is on you. Ata orm is on me. More coffee. Please wait. And third part to this exercise here is just asking for a proper response to how are you? Interestingly enough, was one of the options for the question above. Which means I don't have to look back to the book for that one. Oh, fuck you. Text. Get back here. Answer A is Omesh. Omish. Us. B. May go. Donna. C. Is Gore. Ma. Agat. D. Is Mas. Ata. One. Like this answer is a bit more realistic for the current times. Tame Godana. I'm not doing well. Kind of no. Things are what they are. My phone keeps going off. For what reason? Please wait. lost my pen. Get back here. Mm. Next exercise is sort of one of those matching ones where, like, you draw a line between two different words that are connected in some way or another. In this one, it's connecting a name with the vocative form of the name. I don't know if I want to deal with that right now. You know. Let's try our hand at the exercise after that. It's pretty much just, asking you to use the correct form of year when talking about someone's age. So this first one is 8 years old. If I remember right, was just Oct Liana me Oct Liana. I gotta find a better way to hold this pen. D. Which, again, this particular form is used 7 through 10, 17 through 19, presumably 27 through 29. 2 is asking for 2 years old. Me. Do. Ha. Or. Ah. Yeah? No. Yeah. Lane. Leon. These. Third one is asking for 10. May. There. Liana. These. Number 4. Tame. 16. That was Shay Bliana Dig? Fish? Shay. Bliana Dig. Fish. Tommy. Is it asking for 9? As I remember. It's just NAOI? No, that doesn't seem right. It was right. NAOI. Lana. I remember right, I think that's me. Yes, knee. My tablet has been at a weird angle for me. Oh, it's been good. Making my fingers feel a little blue, you know. And then number 6, last one in this exercise. Meh. 13. I don't remember that. And since it's not in that 17 to 19 range, it's just the regular old. Lana. Dig. Peace. Yeah. So the big thing with Irish is patterns. Just a lot of patterns that you have to keep track of. Once you're able to know the patterns and keep track of them, it should be fine. You should be good to go. Real quick, I'm going to refill my water, fill my coffee. Please take a second to do the same for yourself. That's not helpful. Gonna have to make that a different color. If I make that black, that. Well, okay. I see. The other issue is that's on the wrong layer. All right. Well, let's try that again. I will be right back. Please, do what you gotta do. I return. Now we were doing exercises. Where were we? Alright, so we're getting into an interesting section. Fucking Irish pronouns. How do they work? It's complicated. So in Irish, the pronouns you've got pretty much boil down to I, you, he, she, we, plural you, and they. I think they don't really specify. If you use they specifically as plural in Irish or not, but you know, singular they is all over the place in English. So we're gonna go ahead and say that singular they works in Irish as well. Just because, fuck it, why not? So this section, again, starts with a nice little conversation where Barbara weird name. Barbara meets with Peg and Cathal. It goes a little bit like this. Barbara starts off, Ken je a vultu a Peg. Peg. Ta me gobre abre. Augusto hen. Ta mi se go me fresen. Is she Cathal MacDoncha. Yeah. Is so Cathal MacDoncha. Barbara as on Casalet a Cathal. Finally, we hear from Cathal. Ichet a Barbara. Peg chimes in. Kife me gloch ort anocht a Barbara. In Iver von at agat. Barbara responds. Aned a hocht a shekt. Ashe. Ado, ashe, ado, a tre, ashe, aned. Slanle. Then Peg and Cathal both say to Barbara, Slanagat. There was kind of a lot going on in that short conversation. I know, but let's break it down here. Barbara first starts off just asking Peg, how are you? How's it going? Peg says, I'm fine, and yourself? Barbara says that she is also well. Then Peg briefly introduces Cathal MacDoncha. Barbara says, it's nice to meet you, Cahill. Cahill replies, hello, Barbara. Real short, real simple. And then Peg asks Barbara, what's your phone number? I'll call you tonight. Barbara gives Peg her phone number. Then she says bye. Both Peg and Cahill both say goodbye to Barbara. Where's my coffee? There it is. Got myself all mixed up here. Hold on. Reorient myself. Right. So, pronouns in Irish. Let's start with that. To keep it simple, we're gonna go with what the book is doing and just using such and such is well. So if you talk about yourself, I am doing well. Ta me go ma. Ta me go ma. Real easy sentence. For you, we're saying that you are well. Be using tu. Ta me go ma. I am well. Ta tu go ma. You are well. Ta she go ma. Is he. She is he. So if I were to talk about my friend Ian, right? I'd say ta she go ma. If someone were to ask me about how he's doing. If someone were to ask how my mother is doing, I would say ta she go ma. If someone were to ask, how my family is. Just as like a whole, including myself. Be ta would goma. I were to say to a group of people that they're doing well. I don't know why I would say to a group of people that they're doing well. I don't know. Maybe they're doing a great job in a game. be Tashiv Goma. Shiv just being the plural you, right? And finally, we get to they. Or Tashed Goma. Someone were to ask me about my family excluding me, say Tashed Goma. Someone were to ask me about a non-binary friend, I'd probably also say Tashed Goma. I'm almost certain we can use they as a singular in Irish as well. I don't know if I'm wrong about how they works in Irish. I guess we'll find out eventually, huh? But there's the basic rundown of your pronouns. I, you, he, she, we, plural you, and they. These can also be emphasized. And they have different forms for that. If you want to emphasize me, Misha, you want to emphasize tu, tusa, want to emphasize she, it's Shishan, want to emphasize she, Shisha, Moed is Moide, Shiv, Shivsha, and then Shade, is Shitsan. And I was right earlier about the F in man, that was a while ago. Wow. Ooh. I'm taking a lot of notes. Wow. Look where we've been going. So if we wanted to use these, talking about us doing well, right? Some of the examples the book gives. Ta Mishe Goma Freschen. Yeah. I am doing well. Also, I don't know why it would be emphasized like that, but it is. So, you know, whatever, I guess, go off. Ta Tusa. That doesn't need to be capitalized. Oh my god. Tatusa Kubre. You are fine. You are fine. The rest of you, fuck off. You are fine. Kind of the meme of fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, you're cool, and fuck you. Except I'm not actually. Except we're not actually learning how to say that today. Today, that lesson may come at a separate time. No, I'll keep you posted. We. So let's emphasize we, and we are satisfied, happy. Ta. Oh my god. Ta. Moira. Sasta. Oh my god. We are satisfied. And just because we just can't stop talking about ourselves. Also, to give some other perspective on emphasis. You can also use this funny word here. Oh my god. You can also use this funny word here. Hen. Hen. Yes, I was right before. In the context of this word, I think it's only this word. F is pronounced as H. Why? Who knows? I think I've said this before, and I'll probably say it again and again and again. I'm not convinced that Irish was ever intended to be written down. You know? Because Because while the Irish people did have a writing system, it wasn't used for very much. It was mainly used for like marking territories and such. It wasn't until the church came around, we were like, hey, maybe we should write some of this shit down. And I think there might have been a little bit of trolling involved. Kind of like when the Romans came around, started asking the Britons what all the different rivers were. They just kept saying Avalon because that was their word for river. So they were under the impression that the Romans were asking them what a river was. That's my favorite little bit of history on that one. In Irish, when you're talking about prepositions and pronouns, you can actually combine the two into a singular word. This works with the prepositions are and do, are being on, for, and do being to. So when you want to combine do and you for singular purposes, you get, that's a B, ever, that's a B. You guess what? To you, right? For plural, again, been over this before, but bear with me, please. Flip to you, plural. This also applies to something we had talked about earlier. Ort. Contaminator. Contaminator. I'm talking about asking about someone's name. Ort is on you, singular. And the plural form of that is orv. Plural. These can also be emphasized in much the same way as just the straight up personal pronouns can be. So if you want to emphasize, what is your name? Can Ortsa. That is the emphasized form of contaminator. Sort of the same energy of who the fuck are you? Who the fuck are you? Right. Yeah. Or like Merry Christmas to you. Noleg ona Witse. I did not give myself enough room to write all that. Noleg ona Witse. Merry Christmas to you. Now the book has us transitioning into differentiating between the two to be verbs. So, in Irish, the way sentence structure works is the verb is always at the beginning of the sentence. So you kind of get right off the bat, hey, this is what's happening. Kind of the same with asking questions. It starts right off with can, so that you know, hey, this is going to be a question. This is something that someone is asking me. And it's no different for the two to be verbs, which is is and ta. So, although they mean pretty much the same thing, they have two different uses, right? So, when you're using is, it's because it's something that's not likely to change, right? So it's like, what is your name? That's not something that's likely to change anytime soon. Whereas ta is something you use for something that is likely to change, like your mood. And fun thing with is that you don't necessarily need to say it. It can just be like implied, right? So, is a show Michael. Just an example the book gives. So it's just, he is Michael. Again, there's that to be verb, he, Michael, this, whatever. Right. Words, right? It is equally valid to use this sentence and this sentence. Che e Macau. They mean pretty much the same thing. But in this context, this is isn't there because it doesn't need to be. It's more implied that, of course, this is Michael. Michael's not liable to, change his name anytime soon, unless he like goes into hiding or discovers that he's more a Michelle than a Michael. I still don't think that Ta would apply in that situation. No, no. Is would still be. Is would still apply. Not offensive. I don't think so. Because it's relevant to the grammar. Is it? I don't know. If it is, I'm sure I'll hear about it. And again, we use ta for things that are likely to change. Mood, age, about all I can think of for right now is mood and age. Because we did see this when we were going over, well, this bit here, we were talking about age. Oh my god. Really have written a lot today. Jesus Christ. Just so we get the equal treatment here. Tane. Tame. Go. Ma. I'm good. That's something that can change. No two ways around it. Tame. Uh, Tame. She. Lana. Mille. Figure. Eesh. Again, that's something that's likely to change. And this time next year, I'll be checked the Blena Mela fake this. That's just how time works. You know? Just the way it goes. That's how linear time works. It's always changing. So obviously, any conversation about your age, anything you say about your age, is likely to change. Just takes a little bit longer to change than other things. Like mood. And finally, we get to questions. So this is where this guy comes back in. Ken. Ken. Okay. Well. So. How are you? We know it's a question because Ken. We know it's about you because Sue. Again. How are you? Or if you want the more literal translation, it's in what way are you? Or if you want to, directly ask if someone is well. 수고마. It's just, are you well? So in this context, when you're talking about yourself doing well or doing some other way, you're using ta, that sort of temporary to be verb. But if you're asking if someone is doing a specific way, you hit them. You hit him with the on or likely on, and whatever the specific word for how they're doing is. Some more responses for how are you. Sa me go abre. I am fine. Right. I'm fine. I'm doing okay. Things are what they are, Ta. Mishe. Ma. This is really making me realize that I write weird. Tamisukama. I. So again, this is the emphasized I. Right? This bit here is emphasis on you yourself doing well. Like what is it? There's something about halflings believing that good fortune in yourself can help to dispel misfortune in others. So it could be that if a hobbit, if you're having that conversation with a halfling, you're like, oh man, I'm not doing so well. Tame Kodana. In a way to kind of be like, hey, it's okay. I'm doing well. So maybe you'll be fine. They could say something along the lines of, Ta misagomai. Kind of a nerdy way to talk about it, I guess. But I, it, there's there's nothing in anything that I'm doing that isn't nerdy or weird in some way. So you know what? Just fucking deal with it, God. Want to say you're glad? No, you're just generally happy, unbothered, in your lane, moisturized. Ta ahas orm. I'm glad. Or if you want to take the literal translation here, you could say, gladness is on me. It's a bold way to go, but, you know, whatever works for you. And let's say you wanted to ask. Keep trying to use the pen. Just scroll. But I know that's not how that works. And let's say you wanted to ask if someone was these instead. Anhuel tu cobre. You know, are you fine? I forgot the H. On tu sogoma. Are you well? Are you well? On tu sogoma. Are you well? Or on will ahas ort. Are you glad? Yeah. Yeah, that's everything in this section for today. Um, oh, this is probably something I could have said at the beginning. For these streams, we're using the textbook, Colloquial Irish, through Routledge Publishing, written by Thomas Ed, Moira de Nechten, Rosalind Blin Ladru, and John Gillen. Let me see. I can find someone I want to bother. While we're finishing up, any questions? I know we've been kind of at this for a while. What, 2 hours? Eesh. Um, no. 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 I don't see anyone I wanna bug today. And I just I just wanna relax. Until it's time for the league today. So, in what time is it? Like an hour. I'll be here, playing League of Legends with Hunter Spectre, Elendari Komori, Victor Masato, and Sin 7 Wrath. I'm probably gonna be trash, like usual, but that's fine. We do it for fun, not for glory. I just wish I was better at it. I will have a schedule up tomorrow, hopefully. If I remember to give myself time to work on it tonight. I don't think I have any announcements to make. I think next weekend I'm going to do a reading stream. Not 100% sure what I'm gonna be reading. I'm not really sure where to start with reading, you know? I don't know if I want to dive right into, classics or epic poems just yet, like I had talked about during debut. If I want to stick with some, sillier sort of fan fiction or whatever. But I will figure that out throughout the week and fuck around and find out, I guess. But thank you, everyone, for coming today. I hope to see you. Guess this is how we're moving. All right. Hope to see you in the next one. All right. Bye. Goodbye. Goodbye.